So I just went back. I just went back to playing Payday, um, Payday 2, due to the new updates they came up with. Like Payday is a 2013 game, but it's still alive. And recently, kind of the development team changed, and this new team just came up with some new updates. So I went to test the game to see how things were. And while I was playing the game, I got to remember about the war on mods. And this is a subject that I wanted to address quite some time ago, but never really sat down to record this. Basically, Payday is a game that you can easily mod. And I don't know if I mentioned this at any other video, but modding is a huge part of gaming to me. Like, there is some games that I just that I didn't really play that much, mostly due to not having mods. One of them is Death Stranding. I love that game, but there ain't enough mods to keep me around for much longer. Mostly due to the engine. If I understood correctly, it's a hard engine to mod, and there is a couple of other games that were made on the same engine. Decima engine, I think that's the name. Like Horizon Zero Dawn was made on the same engine, and most of the mods is just texture switch, texture swap, and reshades. There is no like gameplay changing. And Payday is different. You can have a lot of mods. So yeah, but the problem is the community is kind of divided. There will be some people that it's fine with mods, like as long as you don't mess up with other people's games, they are fine with them. But there will be another group inside the community that is very highly against mods. And I find it kind of funny, some of the arguments. And yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. If you're not like familiarized with Payday or modding, I'll try to do my best to explain everything in a very easy way to understand. So Payday does not have a central server. All connection all connection is made peer-to-peer. So players will connect to other players instead of connecting to a central server. And there will be the players will be divided in two groups. There will be the host and the client. So the host is the person that started the game, that created the lobby, and the clients will be the other players that will connect to the host. So the host will kind of act like the main server. And why am I saying this? Because there is two types of mods. There is host-sided mods and client-sided mods. Client-sided will take effect no matter your state. So it does not matter if you're the host or if you are one of the three clients. The client-sided mod will work, and they will change things only for the person that has the mod. So let's say there is a outfit in the game, and this outfit is black, but I don't like it being black, I want it to be pink. So I will install a mod that will change the color of this outfit. And this mod will be client-sided. It will change things only for me, and it will work no matter my state. So if I am the host, I will see the outfit as pink, while all the other people connected to me will see the outfit as black. And the same thing will happen if I am the client. Everyone else, including the host, will see the outfit black and I will see it pink. So that's how client-sided mods work. If I remember correctly, most mods for Left 4 Dead are like that. And there will be host-sided mods. These mods will change the gameplay or more meaningful aspects of the game. And they only work if the host have the mod. So let's say there is a mod that makes the players able to kill every enemy with one bullet. This will probably be a host-sided mod. And it will only take effect if the host has the mod. So let's say I am the host and I have this mod installed. The mod will work, and all clients connected to my game will see the mod in action. They will kill every enemy with a single bullet. Meanwhile, if I am the host and I don't have the mod, but someone connects to my game and they have the mod will not work because they are the clients. And it's a host-sided mod, so the host must have it. So that's how the host-sided mods work. So I feel like there will be a lot of parentheses in this video. Okay, so our next topic will be where to find the mods, which is Mods Workshop. That's the biggest website for Payday modding. That's where you will find the most amount of mods for Payday. The problem is that the owners of this website are part of the group that don't really like mods that change the gameplay, so there will be a lot of bans on mods. And when the mods are banned, they are usually reposted on another website called Payday Mods, or more recently I've seen them being also posted on Nexus Mods, which is a very famous website. And it's like usually when there isn't a very well established scene for a game, people will usually post the mods on Nexus. So yeah, that's the websites where you can find the mods, and the websites where you can find the mods that are controversial. Let's put it like that. And some of the mods are well, I can't talk about Payday mods without talking about Silent Assassin. That's a controversial mod because it completely changes how the stealth approach works. So on Payday, you play as thieves, and you and 3 other people need to work together to rob places, like rob banks, rob jewelry stores, rob the White House, whatever. And some heists will allow 2 approaches: the loud approach or the stealth approach. The loud approach means you will enter the bank, you will announce the robbery, you will take hostages, and someone will trigger the alarm, the cops will spawn, and they will try to prevent you from succeeding the heist. That's the loud approach. The stealth approach means you will try to commit the robbery in a quiet manner. So without being seen, without killing the enemies, without triggering the alarms, and of course without spawning cops. So that's the stealth approach, and that's where Silent Assassin takes place. The mod completely changes how stealth works. it makes the game kind of more active. I say there would be a lot of parentheses being open. So stealth games, there's kind of a range for stealth games. Like there will be some that are more active and some that are more passive. Payday is more passive. Meanwhile, Metal Gear 5, The Phantom Pain, is a more active stealth. What does that mean? It means that you will be taking the first steps. I guess we could say it like that. So you will be luring guards, you will be setting traps, you will be actively pursuing enemies and taking them down. That's the active approach to stealth. Meanwhile, on Payday, it's very passive. So you cannot lure guards, you cannot set traps, killing. You can't kill as much enemies as you want. There is a limit to it. So like that's the more passive approach. I guess between those two, we can say there is Hitman, which will have elements of both approaches. But yeah, and Silent Assassin will change the stealth. It will bring Payday stealth more towards an active approach. So you will be able to actively pursue enemies and take them down. And I really like the mod because of that. I just don't have enough patience for waiting for the guards to like move to the correct position so I can do my own move. And Silent Assassin allows me to do that. So that's the reason why I really enjoy this mod. Yeah, it does make the game easier, but well, kind of. When I see people playing with Silent Assassin, they usually tend to move faster. They tend to rush towards the objective faster, which obviously will increase the window of mistakes being made. So yeah, it kind of makes the game easier, but not really, because people with that mod will tend to play the game way faster, which will cause them to make mistakes, more mistakes than someone that were playing unmodded Payday stealth. But yeah, also I like this mod because I feel like Payday stealth, it's very reliant on bugs and exploits, like let's say the detection. The detection is takes place in the head of the character, so a guard will only detect you if he can see your head. And if you search for Payday stealth, you can see like a lot of people exploiting that. So it's kind of children's cartoons. When like a character in a cartoon is trying to hide, and they will hide themselves behind a light pole, or they will maybe put a basket on top of their heads, because the logic is that if I can see them, they can't see me. And that's how Payday works. That also works on hostages. You can, on some heists, you will find civilians and you can tie them down and make them hostages. And you can make them, you can move the hostages around, and you can make them lie down on the ground. And when they lie down on the ground, sometimes their head will enter some objects, like walls or maybe desks. So if a guard passes by this hostage, it does not matter like if the entire body of the hostage is visible. If the head is hidden, the guard will not detect the hostage. And Silent Assassin allows me to like not have to rely so much on these exploits. So I like this mod. Another one that is kind of problematic is carry stacker. So towards the end of the heists, after you and your crew break into the vaults, there will be a lot of money, there will be a lot of cash, and you can take that cash and put inside bags. And the next step is to take those bags and move them to the escape van. And that's how the heist ends. The problem is that on some heists there is a very high requirement, like Diamond Store. Diamond Store is a heist where you will enter a jewelry store and you have to rob some diamond jewelry. And there is a minimum requirement that changes depending on the difficulty you're playing. And on the difficulty that I like to play, the requirement it's 14 bags, if I remember correctly. So if you're playing with 3 other people, it's not an issue, because everyone can carry 1 bag, so it's gonna be what, 3.5 trips. I'm I'm bad at math. Let's say it's 3.5. So we're gonna do 3.5 trips from the jewelry store to the van, and then back from the van to the jewelry store, which you'll be able to do it very quickly because it's 4 players, each carry 1 bag. The problem is when you are playing solo, which is what I do for most of the time. Most of the time I play this game by myself, which means if I don't have a mod, if I don't have carry stacker, I need to do 14 trips from the jewelry store to the van and then back from the van to the jewelry store. And what carry stacker does, it allows you to carry multiple bags. You can configure the mod, but the way I play the most is with a penalty system, which is I can carry an infinite amount of bags, but each bag that I take, each extra bag that I take, will decrease my moving speed, my walking speed, my running speed, my jump height. And I guess that's all that it changes. So this way I can carry more bags in a single trip, and then I can finish the heist on the same 3.5 trips. And I like that. It makes solo players' lives less miserable. An argument against carry stacker that I see a lot is that bots can carry bags. If you're playing by yourself, you can turn on AI controlled crew, so it will be you and 3 bots, 3 non-player controlled characters that will help you during the heist. But it's terrible. It's it's complete garbage to rely on the bots, because, well, first of all, they don't take the bags themselves. So you need to take a bag and toss at the bot, and that will make the bag be attached to the bot, right? So you take the bags, you toss at the bots, and then you take a bag yourself. So you have a bag, and each of the 3 bots have a bag. So what's the next step? The next step is to run towards the van. So you will run towards the van and wait for the bots to catch up to you. Problem is, the bots don't really know when to run and when to walk, so they will it will take a lot of time for them to catch up to you. So you will be waiting for them by the van, and when they finally reach you, sometimes they will stop close to you, sometimes they will stop like 2 or 3 meters away from you. And then there is the next problem. You need to take the bag from the bot's back. So if they are close to you, that's easy. You will tap the interaction button and you will take the bag from their backs. The problem is when they are, let's say, 2 meters away. so you need to walk towards them. The problem is that the bot position depends on your position. So since you updated your position, there is a chance the bot will update their position. Like, let's say they identify the player is close to the van, so they say, okay, so the player is on X position, so I need to be on Y position. But then the player updates the position, the player moves from X to Y, so now the bot will read the player position again. They will go, oh, the player is now on Y, so I need to move to Z. And then it's gonna be the bot, you running towards the bot, and the bot assuming a new position, which is terrible. So Carry Stacker solves that, which is great, great mod. And the last one is Hefty, which again makes solo players' lives less miserable. Hefty will allow players to take more than one key item of the same type. So on Payday there will be key items on some maps, like key cards. So key cards are objects that will allow you to open doors, or maybe to disable alarms, so disable lasers or whatever. That's key cards. There is also termite cans, so there is a heist, you need to melt the floor using termite, and the termite comes in termite cans, and the termite cans are also key items. Wooden planks are also key items. Some heists will have wooden planks that you can use to block windows, so the cops can't enter an area through the windows because now they are blocked. So the wooden planks are key items. And the issue is that you can only carry one key item of each type. You can only carry one key card, you can carry only one set of wooden planks. And the idea is that if you're playing with 3 other players, each player can carry one key item, and that's not an issue. Like each player can carry one key card, and that's not an issue. But when playing solo, that's a problem, because there is this heist, the first war bank. It's the one that you need to melt the floor. The termite cans are at the front of the bank, and the place you need to melt is at the back of the bank. So if you're playing solo, well, if you're playing with at least another player, each player can take one termite can and move from the front of the bank all the way to the back, melt the floor, and just wait, right? So that's how you do it. If you're playing solo without Hefty, you need to take the termite can, move towards the back of the bank, put the termite down, then move back towards the front of the bank, take the other termite can, move back towards the end of the bank, and put the termite down. And Hefty will change that. It will allow you to take both termite cans and just do a single trip. There is another heist called Hotline Miami, which you need to burn down some cars, and gasoline is also a key item, and you need to burn down 4 cars. So you need to go to the gas station, grab a gasoline container, put it on a car to burn the car, then move back to the gasoline station, take another gas can, and repeat that 4 times. So Hefty changes that. But Hefty is interesting because it's still a mods workshop. While Silent Assassin and Carry Stacker got removed for being considered cheats, Hefty is still there. And I kid you not, the reason why Hefty is still on Mods Workshop is that it blocks achievements. So the game has achievements, which is like, do this hard thing and you get this badge. It does not add anything meaningful to the game. Like, some achievements will give you cosmetics, some achievements will give you new weapons and weapons attachments, but most of them is just a badge that will be displayed on your profile and nothing else. It's just to measure and compare virtual dick sizes. That's the that's the that's how we use achievements, because they don't add anything meaningful to the game. But Hefty blocks achievements, so if you have Hefty installed, you won't be able to get achievements. And that's the reason why it's still a mod workshop, which is kind of funny, and that's the reason why I brought this up. Because it's kind of a childish argument that I find it funny. It's like achievements don't add anything, and you know what's even worse? They can remove achievements from the game, which happened already. So there was this game, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, that had a lot of achievements, and the developers updated the game to a new version called Counter-Strike Source 2. And when they updated the game, they removed all the achievements. So if you spent a lot of hours to get all the achievements, they're gone. They are gone forever. You can't, you don't have them anymore. And this can happen on Payday at any time. And I feel like they should have done that already, because the game has 1,400 achievements, and a lot of them are kind of repeated. And a lot of them is just time-consuming achievements. Like, I don't have a problem with hard achievements, but I have a problem with achievements that will just make you waste time. And there are a lot of them. Like, I can think of 3 achievements that I just sit down and wait 30 minutes for something to happen. So yeah, that's disabling the achievements is the reason why Hefty is still at Mods Workshop. It's the reason why it didn't get banned from the website. And I see that argument being made a lot of times, like, oh, just disable the achievements and I'll be fine with that. I'll not consider it cheat anymore. But yeah, this situation got so bad that even the developers had to step up and release a announcement. So Payday was released, I think it was on 2013, and on 2016, the developers had to do something because people were complaining about mods being cheat or not. So they released this statement. I'll read like exactly like how they wrote. So, quote, PSA, modding, cheating, etc. Here's the rule. Use common sense. Are you screwing up the game for others? Don't do it. Are you blatantly cheating to gain things in an instant that otherwise will take a lot of time? Don't do it. Are you having fun with your mates? They are having fun with you, and everyone is in on it? Go ahead, enjoy yourself. It's a video game after all. We're developing the game the way we want it to be played. The point of modding is for players to be able to play the game the way they want it to be played. Payday 2 is so far ahead into its life cycle that a common sense should be prevalent within the modding community. If you're looking for a 40-page paper on specifically what files to mod and which ones to not, or maybe a list of rules and regulations, I'll have to let you down. If it has to come to us, having to set aside development time to write a mod bible and start policing the community instead of making another free update like a heist, character, or other feature, we then have a serious issue. I hope we don't have a serious problem. If we do, we will do what is necessary to address it. End quote. So this was posted on 2016. We are on 2026, and there is still people arguing if a mod is a cheat or not, and if it should be allowed or not. Yeah, you can still see like posts of people asking like, is this considered a cheat? Can I use this mod, or is it like a cheat? Which is kind of funny. And I don't know you, but I saw that post as like a we don't care as long as you're not messing other people's game without them knowing. Especially because of the part where they say, are you playing with your mates and everyone is in on it? Like if you're playing with people that are aware of what's going on. So GTA Online has a cheating problem. Some people can hack into the game to give themselves a lot of cash. And the issue is that they can give other people a lot of cash without other players wanting that. They can just hack the game and do the transfer of the money for other players. So, if I understood it correctly, using this situation as an example, the Payday developers are not fine with that. Are not fine with you hacking the game and getting a lot of money and then transferring the money to someone that is not aware of that. But they are fine with you hacking the game and getting a lot of money and transferring that money to someone else as long as the person is aware of what's happening. That's how I understood this community post. But there is a bigger proof, quote-unquote proof, that they don't care about it, which is the auto-kick cheaters setting and the cheater tag. So somewhere down the line, they added a setting when you are creating a lobby, which is the auto-kick cheaters. So that comes enabled by default. If when you are creating a lobby, you can like leave that on, and it will automatically kick people that is using cheats. So if you don't want people to use cheats in the games you are hosting, you just leave the setting on, and the game will take care of the cheaters for you. The game will automatically prevent people with cheats to enter your game. But let's say you are fine with some cheats, but not with others. So what we will do, you will turn off that setting, because you don't want the game to automatically kick all cheaters from your game. You want to manually decide which cheats you are fine with and which cheats you're not fine with it. So you turn the setting off, and that's where the cheater tag takes effect. So if you have the setting off and someone with a cheat enters your game, the game will identify the cheat and it will announce. So let's say someone with Silent Assassin joins your game. You are fine with Silent Assassin, so you allow the person to stay. But then someone else enters your game and they have Carry Stacker. So the game will announce, hey, this player that just entered your lobby, he has Carry Stacker. And then you will analyze the mod and decide by yourself, like, okay, I'm not fine with Carry Stacker, so I will manually remove this guy from the game, right? That's the functionality of the cheater tag. The problem is those don't identify cheats, they don't identify mods, they only identify DLC unlockers. So this game has a lot of DLC, it has a lot of extra content that you can buy. So you can buy the game, and then you can buy this extra bits of content like outfits count as DLCs. Some weapons are DLCs, are extra bits of the game that you can purchase to like increase the amount of content or to whatever. It's an interesting feature because you can like decide what parts of the game you actually want, and you can like kind of customize your experience. Like The Sims 4. The Sims 4 has a lot of DLC, and let's say it has a Halloween DLC and it has a farm DLC. I don't care about Halloween stuff, so I won't buy the Halloween DLC. But I like farming, so I'll buy the farming DLC. So I can like customize, and that will allow me to like kind of spend less money because I don't have to buy the entire content. I can buy just the ones that I like. Of course, some developers will exploit that and abuse that feature, but well, The Sims 4 is an example of that. But yeah, Payday has a lot of DLCs, and the only thing that the auto kick cheers feature detects is people with DLC unlockers. So let's say there is a DLC that will add 5 outfits, but I don't care about the 5 outfits. I only care about one outfit that comes in this bundle. But I don't want to buy the whole bundle because, as I said, I only care about one. So I can use a DLC unlocker to unlock this DLC and use this outfit for free. So that's what the auto kick cheaters will detect. And that's also what the cheater tag will detect. You will only get the cheater tag if you have the DLC unlocker. And also if you play on Epic Games, which is even worse. So the game was released on Epic Games, I think it was 2 years ago. But when they released the game, some DLCs were not able to be bought anymore due to licensing issues. So to make up to that, they gave some free content to people that bought the game on Epic Games. The problem is that they didn't change the code for the cheater tag. So if you play Payday on Epic and you equip some of these bits of game that they gave for free, there is a chance you'll get the cheater tag, because I don't remember exactly like how it works, but it's kind of like there is this bundle that comes with 5 masks, and the developers gave one of the masks from this bundle for free for people that own the game on Epic, as kind of an apology for the DLC to not be sold anymore. But then the game will, like, if you equip this mask that you got for free, the game will compare. Like, it will analyze what you have equipped and compare it with the DLCs you own. So the game will go like, oh, you have this mask equipped, but you don't have the DLC that unlocks the mask. So you must be using a DLC unlocker, and so I will give you the cheater tag. So if you had the game on Epic, you would get the cheater tag under some circumstances. I think they changed that, but I'm not sure. Like the new development team, I think they released an update that removed that fixed that. But don't quote me on that. And there is another situation where the cheater tag will take place, which is when there is synchronization issues. So sometimes, I don't remember the exact circumstances, but if there is a synchronization issue, if there is a problem on the internet connection, you can get marked as a cheater. This happens mostly when someone tries to take a bag, tries to like grab a loot bag. The game can identify as the player trying to take 2 bags instead of just 1. And then it will mark the player as a cheater, because you have a limit. You can only carry 1 bag at a time. But due to the connection issue, the game can like understand your action as you try to take 2 bags. And it will mark you as a cheater because of that. because of a connection issue, not because you're using a cheat. But yeah, that's like, at least for me, that's proof enough that they don't really care about modding and like what can be considered a cheat or not. No. The thing is, the biggest argument against mods is that people will ruin your game. People can ruin your game by using mods. That's like what you get. You will see most of the time. Like, someone. The argument is that you don't like mods and you don't want to play with mods, but then someone else can join your game with mods and ruin your experience. Like, let's say you don't want mods, but then someone with carry stacker joins your game and they start to like they have the mod set to not give penalties, so they can carry an infinite amount of bags without a movement speed penalty, as I mentioned before. So that would ruin someone's game, because this person that has carry stacker can just enter your game, grab all the loot bags, and then finish the heist in like a few minutes. Or maybe someone with silent assassin. You want to play unmodded Payday. You want to have the passive approach to stealth. But then someone with silent assassin joins your game and they just simply kill all the guards, making stealth really easy to finish. So that would ruin your game. The problem is, all those mods that I mentioned, all those most problematic mods, only work for the host. Only work with if the host have them installed, because they are host-sided mods. They change the gameplay in meaningful ways. So for them to be enabled, the host must be the one that has the mod installed. So if you are the host, there is no chance of someone ruining the game for you, because you don't have the mod, so it does not matter. Like, if the client has the mod will not work, because they are host-sided mods. The host must be the one to have the mod. So I can't really take that argument seriously. So it's like, you want to play with mods, you have an easy solution. You can just host your own games, because you will be the host, and the mods that will take effect is the one that you have installed. You don't want to play with mods, it's the same solution. Host your own games. If you are the host and you don't have mods installed, there is no way of someone joining your game with a mod. Just to not say there is no chance, there is a very remote chance. Like, I have like 800 hours of playtime on Payday, and I only had one instance where someone managed to bypass the host and client system. And this guy managed to use host-sided mods while he was a client. So there is a very, very small chance of this happening. Like, as I said, 800 hours, and it's only happened once. And then you can just ban the guy. You can put players on blacklists, and they won't be able to connect to you anymore. But that's the solution that I gave wouldn't create an issue. Like, if everyone is creating their own games, no one is joining other people's games, so everyone will be playing solo. Yeah, kind of. But again, I feel like there was better solutions to this problem, besides, like, instead of the developers wasting time making posts on social media about how to use mods, or like instead of implementing the cheater tag the auto-kick cheaters that only detect DLC unlockers and synchronization issues, they could have spent time putting an actual system like a mod tab. So for mods to work, you have to install this kind of a master mod called Super BLT. Super BLT will change how some files work in the game, so you will be able to install mods. If you only install Super BLT and nothing else, when you open the game and you look at the games that are currently going on, there will be a mods tab. So before you even join the game, you can click on this mod tab and it will list all the mods that the host have installed. So I don't know, I feel like the developers could have just made that a thing for everyone. Like, if you have Super BLT, sure, you have the mod tab, but like they could have made that a base feature of the game. I don't know how, maybe like they could make a way of the game to like scan the mod folder and then just list the files that are in there or something like that. Maybe list the subfolders that are in there. That way people could easily see what mods are enabled and then decide if they want to join the game or not, right? Or maybe an even easier solution would be to add a welcome message. This exists on a few games. I can think right now of Genshin Impact. When I played Genshin Impact, sometimes I had the multiplayer enabled, so people could just join my game and we could just chat and run around the world killing some enemies. And Genshin kind of have a welcome message to the lobbies. You can set a message that other people will see, and then they can decide if they want to join your game or not. And I used that to like say what I was doing and to also state the languages that I speak. Like if I was doing daily quests, I would customize this message to say like, oh, doing daily quests. If I was just exploring the world, I would customize this message to be like exploring the world. And I would also put the languages that I speak. So people could, even before they joined my game, they could look at this message and decide like, oh, he speaks English and I also speak English, so I can join his game because we will be able to talk. And he's like doing daily quests, which will take like at maximum half an hour, which is the time that I have to play, so I can just join his game, play for a bit, and then leave. And I feel like they could have done the same on Payday. They could just add a welcome message, that a welcome message system that people could use to like state the mods that they are using and maybe state the language they speak, maybe state the type of heists they are doing, and so on. So people could see that even before they joined the lobby. And that also kind of already exists. There is a mod that is called Message of the Day, which you can set a lot of messages that will be randomly selected and sent to chat when someone joins your game. So you can set like a lot of messages, and this mod will pick a random message, and when someone joins, it will send the message on chat. And that's why the name is Message of the Day. It also tracks the people that already connected to you, so they don't send two messages of the day in the same day. So that's how the mod works, and that's what I used. I used this mod to like state what I was running, right? Like message of the day, I would set a single message. So the mod would always select this one message because there was no other message. And as soon as someone joined the game, they would see this message in chat, and they would see the mods that I was running. Problem is that this message of the day mod only took effect when someone joined the game. So they would have to go through, I think it's 2 loading screens, and only then they would see the message of the day. So that's also like, that's kind of a waste of time, because they would join the game and just like sit through 2 loading screens, which could be really long depending on the distance between us, since the game is peer-to-peer, to then like see that I'm running a mod they don't like, right? So that's not very useful, but it's the best we can do. For people that don't have mods, like for people that have Super BLT, they can just look through the mod tab. But yeah, that's about it. That's what I wanted to say about this war, and like people that really hate mods on Payday. But yeah, that's it. I still didn't figure out how to finish the videos, but yeah, that's about it.